Welcome back to Podcasting for Real Estate Pros, where agents learn to attract clients, build trust, and stand out with the power of podcasting. Let's dive in. Want to know what kills the most real estate podcasts before they even ever gain traction? It's not bad mics. It's not lack of ideas. It's these 5 mistakes, and we're shutting them down right now. Okie dokie artichoke. It is your host, Sue Willoughby, and this is our final episode in the 21-part series for real estate pros who are ready to podcast like a professional, build trust, and attract clients by being unmistakably themselves. Today, we're wrapping it all up with the biggest mistakes that I see agents make and what you are going to do instead. So let's go. Mistake number 1. Overthinking the tech. You do not need a $500 microphone, a soundproof studio, or an audio engineer named Lars. What you do need is a quiet space, a basic mic, and a clear message. That is it. Okay? So what to do instead? Start simple. Start now, grow later. Don't get hung up on the tech, please. It is not rocket science, folks. It's very easy. Start simple, start now, and grow later. You can always go out and buy that $500 microphone when you celebrate your millionth download, but right now, you don't need that. Okay, mistake number 2, speaking to everyone. If your podcast is for everyone looking to buy or sell, then it's not going to resonate with anyone. So instead, pick a niche, maybe first-time home buyers, maybe downsizers, divorcees. Be the go-to voice for whatever audience you choose to serve. It should also be an audience that you feel passionate about. Maybe you want to, help just people that want to list their homes. Maybe you want to be a listing agent. Focus on those people. Give them the information that they need. Now, there's going to be other people that'll listen to your podcast that may pick up some tips along the way. But if you pick a niche, you can always expand a little bit out from there. But don't just be a broad brush podcaster, because you will end up with no audience because you're not going to resonate with anyone. Okay, I think you get the point. Mistake number 3, waiting to feel ready. That's kind of like getting hung up on the tech and having everything be perfect. Confidence comes from doing, not from planning. Here's a little story. I thought it would be fun to start working out at a boxing gym. I found a boxing gym in my neighborhood that, had open exercise classes that were boxing focused. And the first day that I showed up, they handed me a jump rope. I looked at the jump rope, and then I was watching everybody do crossovers, fancy jumping, all of this stuff in rhythm to the music. And I'm like, I almost turned around and walked out. And it was funny because the coach looked at me and said, I know what you're thinking. I said, you know what? I haven't jump roped since I was 5, probably. And they said, that's okay. Nobody's watching you. Everybody is concerned with what they are doing. So I picked a little spot in the back of the class, and I started slowly jump roping. And by jump roping, I mean having the rope hit the ground and then stepping over it. Guess what? Within a few months, I was doing crossovers. I was jumping rope to the music. You've got to put in the reps. So confidence comes from doing, not from planning. Planning falls into the category of analysis paralysis. Right? Have you ever done so much research that by the time you're done, you're like, I don't even think I want this thing because it took me 10 years to research it? Right. So don't stop with the over planning. Here's what you need to do instead. Launch before you feel ready. Then get better on the mic. Your listeners don't need perfect, but they do need real, and they do want to hear from you. So remember, every master was once a disaster. Get out there and just be messy, but do it. Okay. Mistake number 4, inconsistent publishing. Remember, we were just talking about consistency, about how you may record one episode and then 3 weeks later you record another episode, and then one the next day. I mean, you're all over the map. So crickets don't convert. You can't build trust if you disappear for weeks at a time. People are going to be like, hey, I was listening to this really cool podcast and then it just stopped producing. And then you're like, oh yeah, here's some more episodes. Here's what you need to do instead. We hit this before. Batch your episodes. Pick a rhythm, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and stick to it. If you don't feel like you can do a weekly podcast, then try bi-weekly. If you really don't think that you're going to be able to do a bi-weekly podcast, then just do a monthly podcast. Have it be awesome. And then every month, people are going to be like, this is great. I look forward to this. Okay. Whatever your rhythm, just do it and stick to it. Consistency over frequency every time. Mistake number 5, forgetting your CTA or your call to action. So you're not just talking into a void here. You're actually working to build a business. But if you never invite people in, right, to work with you, then they won't. So if you're just blabbing away and then going, see you next week, they're going to be like, okay, see you next week. So what you need to do instead is end every episode with an action step, whether it's book a call, download a free guide, join my email list, just tell them to do something. And you may also want to add to that to follow your podcast, rate and review, share it with a friend. Those are some good call to actions to always have. And then add something juicy that's actually going to build your business. Okay, these are the biggest pitfalls that I see agents making when it comes to creating a podcast. So just remember this one thing. The goal is not to be famous. You may end up being famous. I don't know, but don't make that the goal. The goal is to be familiar. The goal is to provide value. The goal is to be that person that people are going to look to for information, for content, for value, for the knowledge that they need when they need it. So familiar voices build trust. Trusted voices get referrals. And that's where the magic happens. All right, you started this series curious and you're ending it ready to launch your podcast. You've got the knowledge, you've got the structure, and you've got the most important thing, your voice. Now, please go use your voice and build your business. Okay, I know this series lit a fire under your butt and you're ready to finally launch or relaunch. If you've already had a podcast, now you're ready to relaunch it for real. A podcast that feels aligned, impactful, and profitable. Okay, I know you're ready to go deeper. So join me inside Mic Drop Agents. That's my membership designed to help real estate pros like you launch, grow, and own your voice in a crowded market. In this membership, you'll find courses, resources, community, coaching, and badass podcast strategies, real agent to real agent. So find the link in the show notes or DM me the word mic drop on Instagram, and we will give you information on how to join the membership program. This is Sue Willoughby, and remember, the mic is yours now. Use it to build trust, attract clients, and own your story. And that, my friend, is a wrap. But really, it's just the beginning. I will see you on the air.